Hello, thanks for tuning in. All right, well, if we were in school, we would be starting a new unit on expository fiction. Now, just like biographies, expository nonfiction gives us actual or true information, but instead of being organized like a story, like in biographies that we'd read about Wilma Rudolph and Sonia Sotomayor, um, this book is going to be organized around a specific topic, such as an animal or a place in the world, like when we studied Africa. Today, I'm going to read a new book to you called Morning Meals Around the World. Now, books that are nonfiction like this story have some text features. The first one I wanted to point out to you is the back of the book. It's always a good place to start. It says Morning Meals Around the World. Would you like to eat a quesadilla for your morning meal? You might if you lived in Mexico. In this book, you'll discover what children around the world eat for their morning meals. All right. The next thing I want to point out to you, a cool text feature that you can find in some nonfiction books are index. The index is always located in the back of the book. Here's the index in this book. Now, since we can't turn and talk to our neighbor, tell someone or maybe a stuffed animal that you have next to you or even an animal, what do you notice about the index? Okay. Hopefully you'd notice that there were some numbers. That's one of the really cool things about an index is if there's something specific that you want to learn about regarding that topic. For instance, if you wanted to find out about Mexico, you could go to pages 4 or 14 and 15, and there would be specific information just about morning meals in Mexico. All right, well, let's head to the beginning of the book. Morning meals. Here we go. Yawn and stretch. It's time to wake up. Do you smell something good to eat? Your morning meal is important because it gives you energy to start your day. All around the world, people start the day with delicious food and drinks. What are they eating and drinking? Let's travel around the world and find out. This is a very interesting table of contents because when you look at the map, like this one says the United States, if we want to find out about just the United States, we can go to pages 6 to 7. Here's Mexico, pages 14 and 15. We'll learn about Nicaragua down on page 16 and 17. And over here, we'll learn about Germany on pages 8 and 9. France is on page 10. Italy's page 11. Russia's page 12 and 13. Japan, information is on page 18. Vietnam is on page 19. And Namibia is on pages 20 to 21. We're going to find out about all of these different places, so here we go. Crunch, crunch. Bowls of cereal start the day for children in the United States. Do you like your cereal plain or sugar-coated? Munch on squares, flakes, stars, or tiny donuts. Pour milk in your bowl or eat cereal dry and crunchy right out of the box. Hot meals are good too. Eggs and bacon are tasty ways to start the day. Waffles can be covered with sweet, sticky syrup or even thick peanut butter. In Germany, you might find your plate filled with a warm, toasty pancake called a Pfannkuchen. Don't pour syrup on it. Spread fruity jelly on the pancake instead, and then sprinkle sugar over the jelly. Lemon slices add extra zing. There's your jelly, sugar, and lemon slices. Tell someone that's near you or an animal or a stuffed animal in Germany, what is that warm, tasty pancake called? A Pfannkuchen. Some pancakes, called crepes, are as thin as paper. Roll up a crepe, add berries, add whipping cream, and you have a favorite French morning meal. Top it off with a cup of creamy hot chocolate. Bon appetit! Cookies are a good dessert for the end of a meal. In Italy, sweet, crispy cookies called biscotti make a great beginning. Coffee is not just for grown-ups. Italian children like to drink caffè latte with their morning biscotti. Caffè latte is not hot coffee. Sorry, caffè latte is hot coffee mixed with milk. Biscotti taste just as good with cool drinks such as milk and orange juice. Okay, so let's pause for just a second. Tell someone or something near you what the children in Italy drink with their morning biscotti, and what is it made of? If you said cafe latte, you are correct. And they drink that along with their morning biscotti. Russian children like hot drinks too. Tea is a popular way to start the day. Add a few drops of milk to make the tea creamy. Children might break off a piece of sweet bread and dip it in the hot drink. Okay, so think for a second. What do Russian children add to their tea to make it creamy? Yep, if you said a few drops of milk, you're right. Munchy quesadillas make a morning meal in Mexico. A quesadilla is a thin wheat tortilla stuffed with melted cheese, vegetables, and meat. Now that's a spicy treat. Mexican children never get tired of the morning meal because they have so many tastes to choose from. They might enjoy poached eggs and salsa, refried beans, sweet mangoes and bananas, or foaming hot chocolate. Gallo pinto might be your favorite morning meal if you lived in Nicaragua. Gallo pinto is the Spanish name for a colorful rooster. The dish, galla pinto, has the same colors as a rooster. Two ingredients are bright red beans and white rice. Fried onions, meat, and veggies also can be added to gallo pinto. The warm, wonderful mixture is packed into a corn tortilla. Okay, so let's pause and think for just a second. What are 3 things that could be added to gallo pinto? That's right, if you said fried onions, meat, or veggies can all be added to the gallo pinto. In Japan, each kind of food has its own special bowl or dish. Rice, hot soup, and warm green tea sit side by side on a Japanese table. Add dishes of eggs, crunchy vegetables, or silky tofu to start your morning in a healthy way. And in Japan, any time of day is good In Japan, any time of day is good for fish. So we've got green tea, rice, soup, chopsticks, fish. Children in Vietnam like their rice good and sticky. They make their morning bowls of rice taste sweet by adding coconut and sugar. Yum. You could grow your own morning meal if you lived in Namibia. You might raise ostriches for their eggs. Oh, look at the difference. The chicken egg, this is the typical egg that we eat in the United States. There's an ostrich egg. Scrambled ostrich eggs are a favorite dish. Ostrich eggs are very large. It would take only one egg to feed your whole family. All around the world, people start their day with morning meals. They might eat something sweet or spicy. They might have refreshing drinks. No matter what they eat, they are getting energy to start their day. What would you like for your morning meal? Share with your stuffed animal, your family member, or your pet what your favorite morning meal is. Next, I'm going to show you, this is a recipe. It says you can make tea with milk. What are you going to need? Well, you would need water and a tea bag and milk. It says it makes 1 serving, so this would be enough for yourself. Here are the steps. What do you do? Number 1, first you'd have to boil the water. You can boil it in a pan or on the stove, or you can place the water in a mug and put it in the microwave to boil. Make sure that you ask your family member for help on boiling. That could be a safety issue. Once you've got your hot water, then you place the tea bag in the mug of the hot water and let the tea bag steep into the water, usually 1 to 2 minutes, and then remove the tea bag. Number 3, pour a little milk in your tea to make it creamy. And number 4, when your tea has cooled, you can try this Russian morning treat. Now let's think about this recipe for just a second. Do you think this recipe would be easy to follow? Why or why not? Now also think about what would happen if you did the steps in a different order. Tell somebody next to you what would happen if you did these steps in a different order. Okay, I want to share one more recipe with you. This says that you can make a Mexican breakfast, the quesadillas. Let's see. You're going to need some, well, this makes 2 servings. You're going to need 2 flour tortillas, an onion, a jalapeno, also, although that's optional. You're going to need about a 1/2 cup of shredded cheese, 2 thin slices of ham, 1 cup of sour cream, and a cup of salsa. Here's what you do. You place the tortilla on a microwave-safe plate. You cut the onion into small pieces. And if you're using the jalapeno, cut that into small pieces as well. Place the shredded cheese, the slices of ham, and the pieces of onion, and the jalapeno if you're using it, on the tortilla. And then cover it with another tortilla. Microwave on medium or until the cheese has melted. And if you like, you could use any leftover ingredients to decorate your quesadilla. And then cut the quesadilla into wedges and serve it with sour cream and salsa. So how is this recipe like the recipe with the tea and the milk? Think about one way that it's similar and one way that it's different. Now, why do you think the jalapeno pepper in the recipe is optional? Think about that jalapeno. What effect might it have on the taste? All right. Hopefully you noticed that the steps were numbered, and that was a similarity between the tea recipe with adding the milk. And the jalapeno is optional because not everybody can handle a lot of spice. Some people like it, some people don't, and usually things like spices and nuts usually are optional things. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about some morning meals around the world. That was the first book that we will read in this new unit on expository fiction, nonfiction. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll have a new story, a new nonfiction story for you next time. Have a good day.